What did I change to go from this to achieving the ring muscle up? I'm going to share the best tips and secrets that I know. I will break down the technique so you know why just attempting to pull up and dip isn't working. The primary reason to learn a strict muscle up instead of a kipping first is to lessen the chance of injury and reduce the strain on your joints. The great thing about the ring muscle up is that you don't need to pull as high if you were doing a bar muscle up. It is better if you can, but if you can't, you can still get away with that. Ideally, you just need to be able to pull to at least your chest height, because you can go through the rings. There's space, there's not a bar in the way when you're doing the transition. Unlike with the bar, you've got to go over, you've got to go higher. I've heard people say many times that you need to be able to do 15 pull-ups to do a ring muscle up, but that has been debunked because at the time I could only do 14 pull-ups. The reality is, during a ring muscle up, you only pull up once and you only dip once, so you don't need to be able to do loads. That's just endurance. Whether you can do a ring muscle up is not dependent on your endurance. It's dependent on your strength, technique, and muscle memory. So, what is the technique? What are you missing? Before we begin, make sure your rings are shoulder width apart. The first step is learning the false grip. The false grip is the grip that's necessary to do the transition. I'd like to point out that lots of people overcomplicate the false grip. You just need to grab the rings like you would if you were going to do a dip, and keep your hands in that position as you lower yourself. Then as you pull up, keep the rings close, rotate them as soon as you reach the top, and lean your whole body forwards. Why is it necessary to lean forwards? Because the main determining factor of the transition is actually just getting your elbows high. And this will only happen if you lean forwards. When your elbows are high, you will be in the bottom position of a deep dip. You just need the strength to keep the rings close to you as you push up. Why do you need to keep the rings close? Well, if you don't, this is what happens. How exactly did this happen? Well, when the rings are far from your body and you start pushing for the dip, you end up pushing the rings away from you instead of pushing yourself up. The more you push, the worse position you will be in. I was surprised how much it helped me to record myself when practicing the ring muscle up. It was much easier to see what went wrong each time, so I could focus on that for the next attempt. So, on your next muscle up attempt, record yourself and analyse every movement. I usually spot that either I didn't keep the rings close enough, I didn't turn them out and rotate them enough, or I needed to lean forwards more. Many people believe that it is impossible to chicken wing a ring muscle up. They are wrong, because when you're doing the transition, you lean your shoulder on your hand through the rings, then you can bring one elbow up at a time. So you want to try and avoid this. Try and make sure your shoulders, especially when you're analysing the recording that you took of your attempt, you want to make sure that your shoulder is not going on your wrists, and both elbows should go up at the same time. Let's say you know the technique, but you just can't do it. Here are the best exercises that I can recommend. First, I'm going to reveal the 4 levels of exercises that you should practice, so the false grip becomes easy for you. When you're first practicing the false grip, it is supposed to be uncomfortable. In fact, I've actually bruised my wrist by training it too much in the beginning. When I think about it, the false grip inverted rows could be easier, but let's just say level 1 is alternating false grip hang, which means one hand is using the false grip and the other isn't, while your wrists adapt to it if you find it too hard to do a regular false grip hang, which is level 2. Level 3 is the false grip inverted rows, And level 4 is the false grip pull-ups. I find the most difficult part of the false grip is maintaining it when doing the negative muscle up. I didn't practice this enough. Most people don't process the fact that this is half of the whole exercise. And if you can't do a negative ring muscle up, then when you do first get your muscle up, you will never be able to do more than one consecutively, which is a problem. So, if you can do a negative ring muscle up, be proud because you have achieved half of the whole exercise. Another crucial part of the muscle up is the dip. Instead of practicing regular dips, I highly recommend doing deep dips on the rings. This is the position you will be pushing up from when you get your first ring muscle up. So they need to be as deep as you can go. Try this push-up exercise if you want to get stronger and improve your shoulder mobility. It is designed to translate to the ring muscle up as it mimics the movement. Just lower the rings, lean forwards, get into the push-up position, lower yourself, maintain the false grip, and make your elbows touch the floor, transition back up, push up, and repeat. Resistance bands will allow you to train your muscle memory. I only have one resistance band and it doesn't provide much resistance, so it would have been better if I had more with different levels of resistance, but it helped loads as I was training for the ring muscle up. So if you have a resistance band, use it. For my first unassisted ring muscle up, I didn't do full range of motion. You should isolate the transition by starting from, let's say, a 90-degree hang rather than full dead hang, because it would be unnecessary for me to tire my muscles pulling up when I haven't mastered the transition yet. Make your arms more and more extended as you progress until you can do it from full dead hang. I never thought I would be able to do a ring muscle up. I just didn't think I would ever be strong enough, but I kept attempting it anyway. So I don't wish you luck on your ring muscle up journey, because it's not luck that will get you there. It's hard work and persistence. If you have any tips or tricks that are helping you on your ring muscle up journey that I may have missed, then share it in the comments. Also, feel free to ask any questions as I'm happy to help. Goodbye!